Hey guys, Darkrai91 here, doing a review of Dragon Ball Super, and the episode that we're reviewing today is Dragon Ball Super episode 71. This episode started off very differently, and what I mean by that is you see in some fighting movies or some, like, not all movies but some movies where they start off showing a scene from the middle of the movie, they show a scene or towards the end of the movie, and that's what this episode did. And I saw, it's like, okay, why are they showing this part? Why is it beginning with this? But of course, that was just a preview of the end of the episode. So the first part of the episode was more of it wasn't. I'm gonna say important. I don't want to say not important because that's gonna trigger a lot of people and say, "Oh my God, you said that the episode wasn't important." That's not what I said. I said the scene is not important. Maybe if you opened your ears, you would listen. But I'm gonna start doing talk about the main the meat and potatoes of the episode. And what I mean by that is I'll start off with the hit scene. Hit is walking through some type of cemetery, and I think it's a cemetery because he's walking through the cemetery and he stops at a certain headstone. There's words written on it, and the headstone wasn't a normal headstone. It had, the bottom part was a normal headstone, but then it went up. It had a design on it, and it looked like these horns were coming off the ends of it, and it kind of looked like the horns of First Form Frieza and First Form Frost. And the entire time watching that, I was thinking to myself, okay, did he visit Frost's grave? Is Frost dead, or is it someone that he knew that was very close to him? So it could be one of those two options. I won't know until the subversion comes out. So after that, he leaves the cemetery and he's walking towards this building, and this build is probably a normal building, but of course the last floor is where this mob boss and is with his goons. And when I made my episode 71 preview slash prediction, I kind of called him the Jabba the Hutt looking character, and that's how I'm gonna continue saying that unless I know his name. But Hit walks towards the building. He walks towards the gate. He uses his Tokitobashi to walk past the guards. And once he's past the gate, he releases his Tokitobashi. He continues to walk towards the front of the building. So while he's in the building, about to walk through the lobby, he uses it again, and then walks past the civilians. I guess you could say for civilians or whoever, what type of race that is. And once he's further enough where he disappears in the blackness, the Tokitobashi releases again, and he was heading towards the elevator. So then they show the Jabba the Hutt character. He's laughing, and they show the four goons, and one of them looks like Vegeta, just with blue and some type of mask on. So the goons noticed that the elevator was going up and up, and it was like, okay, the boss didn't ask anybody to come. We didn't give an invitation for anyone to come see the boss. Like, in order to go to the 50th floor, and that's where he was going, you obviously would have had an invitation from the boss or an appointment with him to go see, to go visit him. So the elevator doors open, but there's no one in it. And I noticed that it looked like some type of camera or some type of gun or whatever it is in the on the ceiling of the elevator, and that was broken because it started, it looked like a lot sparks were coming out of it. So Hit uses his Tokitobashi again, and the goons freeze. He walks past the goons. He goes towards the Jabba the Hutt character. He uses the Tokidobashi. It looked like he used it twice. And what I mean by that is when he uses it, for a long period of time or even for a few seconds or whatever the case may be, that it looks like if you remember in Naruto, when Haku uses his crystal ice mirrors, it looked like that, but it looked like it was broken all over the place and everything around him goes gray. Now, what I mean by he uses it twice is that after that, it gets even more grayer, only showing the colors of Hit and the Jabba the Hutt, and Hit calls for his attention. He turns around and the guy looks at him and was like, "Okay, who are you?" And of course he says, "My name is Hit," and the guy freaks out because he knows who Hit is. Hit is the deadly assassin. He's been an assassin for 1,000+ years. So they start talking. The Jabba the Hutt tries to attack him, but it was it didn't work, basically. So then they start talking. Hit takes his hand out of his pocket, and it looked like he was about to strike him, but he didn't. What he did was he moved so fast to the naked eye that, or he just stopped time and he hit the mob boss, the Jabba the Hutt, in his heart, and all you see is an indent of where his fist would be if he actually hit him, like fist to chest, body to body, human, fist to fist, fist to body. Let's leave it at that. And then right before the Jabba the Hutt falls to the ground, Hit takes the purple goldish necklace that was on him, and then he quickly vanishes. And then when the Tokidobashi finishes, 4 goons go to him asking if he was okay, are you alive, yada 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 yada. So then he goes back to the cemetery. He goes back to this specific headstone that he was looking at before he went into the building. He takes the necklace out of his pocket and he throws the medallion onto the headstone of the person that he was visiting, and it lands on the horn. And again, that horn is very, very reminiscent to Frost's horn first form and Frieza's first form horn. And it begs the question of, is that Hit, or did he know someone that was in Frost's race that was very close to him, like a friend, or like a family friend or a close friend, a childhood friend or whatever. And then we go back to Earth, and I'm skipping the part where they had dinner, and Piccolo and Gohan were talking. Again, I'm only talking about the meat and potatoes of the episode. So Goku leaves. He's on a swing, and he's all happy and he's laughing, but then he gets all serious and he leaves. And Piccolo and Gohan were talking. Goten shows up, and all 3 of them, Gohan, Piccolo, and Goten, leave to go follow Goku. So Goku's in this mountain area. And once he has his eyes closed, he's trying to sense if Hit's there, and he can't sense Hit. Before I talk about that, there was a scene where Piccolo said that Goku had went to Super Saiyan Blue, and I'm like, okay, since when does Piccolo know that Goku went to Super Saiyan Blue? Once you're not supposed to sense that, or is it something else happening there that we don't know of? That threw me off a little bit. And even though I saw it raw, you can use context clues and use common sense of what they said. And I hear Piccolo say Goku went Super Saiyan Blue. I'm like, okay, how does Piccolo know that he went Super Saiyan Blue? Is it because once he goes into Super Saiyan Blue, he can't sense his ki, or he knows when he goes into Super Saiyan Blue. But Goku's in the mountain area. He's calling out for Hit. He's asking him where is he, you know, and he goes Super Saiyan Blue, and then after that, the area transitions to where it, you see Hit behind him, but you're still looking at Goku type of deal. So then, um, Goku realizes that he's behind him. So they have this little dialogue. Goku turns around. They talk some more. Goku tries. This is where I was surprised, and it begs the question of Hit even more. Goku tries to throw some land some punches on Hit, but while he was doing that, Hit had some type of force field around him, and if you look at Hit, he had this light purplish type of aura around him, like a force field type of deal, and nothing was working. So Goku charges up a ki blast in his hand because he was gonna see if that would work. But Hit launches his hand back, and it looked like he was about to give Goku a fist bump. But the same thing he did to Jabba the Hutt, he did to Goku. He launches his hand back, or his arm back. He puts it. He straightens out his arm, and he did the same thing to Goku what he did to the mob boss. He ends up hitting Goku in his vital spot, and Goku is staggering. He's out of breath. He can't breathe. So what he does with the ki blast, he shoots it in the air. I don't know if he did that as a distress signal, because he could have shot the ki blast anywhere else, but he decided to do it in the air. So then after that, he goes base form. He lands on the ground. Hit vanishes out of thin air, and Piccolo, Goten, and Gohan show up. They all notice that Goku's on the ground. Gohan is the first to see what's up, so he puts his hand on his chest and says that he can't feel his heartbeat. And Piccolo is surprised. So is Goten. Goten starts tearing up. He goes to Goku, Violet hugging him or whatever, trying to see if maybe his voice can wake him up, and he yells Otosa really, really loud. You can hear the echo. And for those who don't know, they say in Japanese, they say father in two different ways. They say papa, which is the way that Trunks does, but the way that Goten says father, he says Otosa, and that also is another way you could say father. But after that, the scene ends, and they go cut to the credits and the preview. And I won't talk about the preview here. I do that separately, of course. But I'm ready to see what happens next week. I just want to see what happens. I'm very confused because there was a lot that went on in this episode. I did my best to pay attention to as much as the episode as I could. I tried to use context clues as much as I could. I tried to use common sense as much as I could, just to see if I can guesstimate what was going on before I watched the subversion. And hopefully I'm right about a few things that went on in the episode. But that was my review of Dragon Ball Super episode 71. When I'm done with this, I'm going to go to Harry Price's YouTube channel and do a review / prediction of episode 72 of Dragon Ball Super. I hope you guys enjoyed. To those who don't care about spoilers, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please share, please like, leave a comment, and if you haven't, subscribe. But until then, as always, I will see you guys in the next video.